Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. I am ALIF DANIAL and together with my group members Amirul Asraff, AFIF NASUTION, IMAN HARITH and HADI. We will be presenting on key initiative under the Malaysia Budget 2025. Malaysia Budget 2025 aims to strengthen Malaysia economic growth by focus on three main pillars. First, supporting business. Next, encouraging innovation. And lastly, promoting sustainable development. To achieve this, the government has introduced several key initiatives that are designed to help local companies to become more competitive and future-ready. These initiatives are focused on four important areas, which is the first one is access to financing, second is digital transformation, third, environmental sustainability, and lastly, fourth is talent development. In this presentation, we will highlight all four main initiatives that have give a direct impact to business in Malaysia. So with that, let's move into the first initiative, which is empowering SMEs through access to financing. So what this initiative is all about? First, under the financing, the government has allocated a total of 2 billion ringgit in funds. This financing will be distributed through agencies like BSN, MARA and Tekun, all of which are well known for supporting small business in Malaysia. Second, we have the loans component. These are special low interest loans tailored for micro and small enterprise. The goal is to make it easier for smaller business to access affordable capital, whether it is to grow, recover or digitize their operation. And third, there are tax incentives, specifically SMEs that go for listing on Bursa Malaysia will enjoy the tax deduction benefits. This is to encourage more SMEs to formalize their business structure and raise funds through the capital market. So, why it is so matter in the budget? First, it provides easier and more affordable access to financing. Many small business, especially those just starting out, face difficulties to secure loans from commercial banks due to limited credit history or lack of collateral. With government-backed financing through BSN, MARA and Tekun, this business now have more opportunities to obtain the capital they need to operate, grow or recover from financial challenge. Secondly, this initiative encourage the formalization of business by giving incentive for SMEs to register properly and even list on Bursa Malaysia. It motivates informal or micro enterprise to step into the formal economy. This not only improves transparency and trust, but also opens door to partnerships, funding, and larger markets. Third is it helps drive long-term growth and economic participation. When SMEs have better access to financing and capital markets, they are more likely to invest in innovation, hire more workers, and also expand their operation, which contributes to national economic growth.
Hi, I am Darwish. So, we are moved to the next initiative from Malaysia's Budget 2025, which is accelerating digital transformation through the National Digital Transformation Scheme. This initiative is part of the government's broader effort to support businesses in upgrading their operations using modern digital technologies. It mainly targets tech startups, retail business, logistic companies, and the service sector, all of which are increasingly dependent on digital solutions to stay competitive. So, what exactly is the initiative about? It provides grants and tax deduction to businesses that invest in three key areas. Firstly, AI adoption, which allows companies to use smart technology for things like data analysis and customer service. Secondly, cloud services, which help businesses store and manage data online more efficiently. And lastly, automation tools, which reduce manual work and improve speed and accuracy in daily operations. In addition, this initiative expands two major national programs. There is the My Digital Initiative, which is Malaysia's blueprint for becoming a digital-first nation, and the Industry 4.0 initiative, which encourages business to adapt new technologies like robotics, Internet of Things, IoT, and smart manufacturing system. So why this matter for business? Firstly, it helps improve productivity and innovation by allowing business to do more with less effort. Secondly, it enhances global attentiveness, so Malaysian companies can keep up with international markets. And finally, it supports Malaysia's long-term goal of becoming a leading digital economy in Southeast Asia. In conclusion, this initiative is a strong move by the government to support business in digital age, and for many companies, it could be a game changer in how they grow and compete in the future.
Now, I will explain the third key initiative, driving the green economy through ESG-related measure in Budget 2025. Let's start with the Green Investment Tax Allowance, or GITA. This incentive gives company a 100% tax allowance on qualifying capital expenditure when they invest in a green technology, such as solar panel, energy efficient equipment, or waste management system. Next, the government is introducing a carbon market framework where companies that successfully reduce their carbon emission can sell the carbon credits. This system will be launched in 2025 and creates a financial reward for sustainability. Third, Budget 2025 also provides support for carbon capture, utilization and storage, or CCUS. Companies that use CCUS to trap and store emissions are eligible for tax incentive. Additionally, the government has allocated 1 billion under GTFS 5.0, the Green Technology Financial Scheme. This funding supports clean energy, sustainable transport and eco-friendly business practice. Lastly, the Net Energy Metering (NEM) program has been extended. This allows business that install solar panel to sell unused electricity back to grid, helping them reduce both cost and emission. So, why is this initiative important for business? Firstly, it lowers tax burdens. By investing in green technology, companies can claim more deduction and reduce their overall tax payment. Secondly, companies can generate income by selling carbon credits once the carbon market opens. This rewards companies that go green and innovate. Third, it helps business meet global ESG standards, which are now essential, especially for companies that export to countries with strict environmental rules. On a national level, this initiative supports Malaysia's commitment to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2015. It also boosts our reputation internationally as a country that values environmental, social, and governance (ESG) responsibility. This is important for attracting foreign investors who care about sustainability. In short, this initiative encourages business to grow in a cleaner and smarter way and ensure Malaysia stay competitive in the global green economy. This initiative focuses on four main target sectors. Firstly, manufacturing. Second, renewable energy. Third, export-oriented industry. And lastly, in high carbon emitting sectors such as iron, steel and energy.
Assalamualaikum. Today I'll be presenting on one of the key initiatives under Budget 2025, investing in human capital and talent development, specifically through the HRD Corp scheme. So, what is it? The Malaysian government, through HRD Corp, has launched a strategic initiative to help bridge the growing skills gap in our workforce. As part of Budget 2025, HRD Corp has been allocated RM 3 billion to provide over 3 million learning opportunities nationwide. This initiative supports upskilling and reskilling programs, especially in high demand areas such as digital technologies, green economy and artificial intelligence, which is AI. The goal is to align the workforce with Malaysia's push towards a more digital and sustainable economy. But it doesn't stop there. Employers are also given additional incentives for hiring young workers, especially fresh graduates and TVET graduates, who often struggle with employment despite having practical hands-on skills. To make it even more flexible for employers, HADI Corp now allows companies to use up to 50% of their HRD levy, previous only 30%, for upgrading facilities or buying new equipment. And as a further incentive, companies that donate training equipment or machinery to certified institutions like ILKA or public TVET, college will enjoy tax deductions from 2025 to 2027. In short, this initiative make it easier for companies to train, hire and equip their workforce, especially in future-ready industries. Why does this initiative matter? First, let's face a key reality. Malaysia is facing a serious skills mismatch. Thousands of graduates enter the job market each year, but many employers say they can't find candidates with the right skills, particularly in fast-growing sectors like tech, green energy and AI. This initiative closes that gap by making it cheaper and easier for employers to train their teams, and giving workers and easier for employers to train their teams. And giving workers, especially youth and TVET grads, access to high quality and relevant training. Second, it tackles a long-standing issue, the underutilization of HRD funds. In the past, many companies didn't fully use their HRD Corp levies. By expanding the scope of eligible spending, including facilities and equipment, this initiative helps to ensure funds are not wasted, but rather invested in real talent development. This matters for our country's long-term competitiveness. If Malaysia wants to be a regional leader in high-tech manufacturing, digital services, and green innovation, we need a future-ready workforce. This initiative builds the foundation for that. Lastly, it supports inclusive growth by focusing on youth and TVET graduates. We're not only improving employment rates, we're also giving fairer access to economic opportunity, especially for those from undeserved background. So, in conclusion, HRD Corp skilling incentives are not just about training. They are about empowering people, strengthening industries, and securing Malaysia's economic future. Thank you.
Now, let's dive into the good stuff from Budget 2025. First up, the new investment incentive framework starts mid-2025, giving a 70% tax exemption on high-value exports like electronics, which is huge for export companies. Next, accelerated capital allowance let businesses fully write off ICT and automation costs by 2025, which is awesome for manufacturers and service firms going digital. Also, non-tax incentives help multinationals offset the 50% global minimum tax from 2025, keeping them competitive. Lastly, sector incentives offer 60% tax relief for ESG, smart logistics and AI for over 5 years, boosting green tech growth. Pretty exciting, right? Let's switch gears to the challenges. The SST expansion from May 2025 adds a 10% tax on business-to-business services and non-essential goods, hitting SMEs, retail, and logistics with higher costs. Then, the 2% dividend tax from 2025 on income over RM100,000 ringgit. 100,000 ringgit could tighten cash flow for business owners. Plus, the carbon tax in 2026 targets steel and energy industries, raising costs unless they go green. tough times for traditional businesses. That's the rundown opportunities and hurdles. Without dragging this any further, let's wrap up. Budget 2025 is a mixed deal for businesses. It's super friendly for tech, export and green companies with incentives like NIIF and sector reliefs, setting them up for long-term wins, but it's a challenge for SMEs, retailers and traditional manufacturers facing SST hikes and the carbon tax unless they adapt quickly. Overall, it's not just good or bad, it's about hopping on the digital and green train. Businesses should grab those incentives, plan for costs, and consider green tech to stay ahead.